Logan McKenzie and Annemarie Aresco from BHHS Zach Shore Realtors out in LBI, New Jersey. Hello, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So for
Thank you
anyone
for having
who,
us.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
so for anyone who hasn't watched your videos or knows anything about y'all, tell us a little bit about your real estate business, where you guys are, and how you work.
Emery, do you want me to take this one?
Yep, you take it.
All right. So as far as the videos, every morning I bring people with me to the beach. I show them the sunrise, show them the ocean, try to put them in a good mood, get them laughing to get their day started. And then our approach really is if they call us later on to buy or sell, fantastic. If they don't, it's all right. I'll be at the beach.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So it's right fit, right clients, right agent, right? It all
Yeah, I
has to
feel
kind
I
of
you
come
know I
together.
feel like down here it's such a seasonal place that people don't get to see the beach for 9 months a year, even though they've owned houses here for 20 or 30 years. And for me, I grew up in Surf City. I was born and raised on the island, so it's something as a surfer I would do anyway. I would go up the street and look at the waves and watch the sun come up, and it was always the greatest start to a day that you could have. So I started bringing everybody with me, and yeah, it seems like they like it, which is a good thing.
Cool. Just flip on the camera while you're there and get some
Right.
content in there. Yeah, really
Absolutely.
genuine though. Yeah, it's really genuine. So kind of walk us back to the moment you decided that you wanted to bring more technology into your business, right? Because you're not in really like a high tech kind of market.
Yeah.
What made you kind of think about having your own app?
Well, and I would talk to Emery about this a lot. I think the big void here was social media, right? Like there was nobody doing it here. And for some reason, I would look online and see people doing it everywhere but here, right? So I started making the videos. I talked to Emery about it. I said I have an idea of what I want to do. It was kind of tough to bring up because it's not necessarily real estate related, but I thought it was something people would want to watch. And we grew a big following, and about halfway through it, I grabbed her one day and just said, I think an app would be a really good thing for us because, again, everybody's on their phone. So that's why when it came to marketing, social media made sense. And then when it came time to, go between a website or an app, I mean, the app just seemed like a no-brainer to me. So, we reached out, and here we are.
Cool. Yeah, it's been really interesting, especially with all the AI just kind of coming into
Yeah.
play. I was actually at an AI conference recently, and their biggest takeaway is that websites are basically going away. It's going to be
Yeah.
the AI models and apps, and we're kind of like in that sweet spot, I think, with real estate as well. So I think, you know, when you were deciding between the website and the app, what was kind of the hesitation maybe before launching an app, and then what kind of convinced you to commit to it?
Well, I think before, and again, this is for Anne Marie and I. I mean, to me, it made perfect sense to build an audience and then have something to give to everybody. But I understood why people watch the videos, right? Like, watching the beach and seeing the sunrise, that's all great. But once it was time to actually, say, hey, we have a product if you guys want to check it out, it was, a little intimidating, but it made perfect sense to do it that way, right? To build the audience first, because I've always felt like you could have the greatest product in the world, but if you have nobody to give it to, it's not going anywhere. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I just spent a lot of time of, building the audience and Anne Marie's input, and yeah, and then we decided to go for the app, and it's been great. People love it.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's like I have talked to a lot of agents who are like, oh my gosh, I have like 20,000 followers on Instagram, but how do I actually get them into like my real estate pipeline? It's like
Yeah.
you need that funnel kind of to get them in there. Something also really interesting that y'all have done in your app is that you've built out a really cool network of local resources, of vendors right inside the app. So, what's in there and why did you want to develop that customized section in your app?
Anne Marie, did you want to take it or do you want me to go for it?
No, you're actually Logan's the one that came up with that idea to make it kind of a one-stop shop for everyone, whether it's a renter, an owner, someone just coming down for the day. This way they have all the resources from, the north end of the island to the south end. He came up with, North End restaurants and mini golf. And I mean, he'll tell you everything he put in there, contractors, everything someone that would be coming to LBI would be able to access. So, let's go get a quick bite to eat. Let's go, to Fantasy Island and Beach Haven. So it's really been welcomed by everyone, and we're getting a great response from it. And we also have some sponsors, which Logan can, talk about.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about how the local vendors have reacted to being featured in your app and how it's created any new relationships or referral partnerships with some of those vendors in
Yeah,
your app.
so first off, we have a few partners, Mac and Dell from Gindell Law. We have Bob Faust from First Alliance Mortgage, and we have Meg Mar from Surety Title. Amazing partners. They've been super helpful. And yeah, it was funny when I was actually talking to you guys about that resources page. They mentioned bringing on a few people, and I said to Emery, I'm like, well, if we can put as many links in there as we want, I think I'm just going to put the whole island on there. And it was one of those things where after about a week, my eyes were bleeding from like inputting everything. And even though I've lived here forever, it was funny. I remember saying to my wife, I'm like, wow, this town's really got a lot to offer. We should go out one night and see what they have.
And
But it
explore.
was, the funny thing though was, I felt like with the videos, it wasn't for a real estate audience, right? Like I love this place. Emery loves this place. And again, it's something that I'd be doing anyway. So I wanted it to be, I don't want it to feel like if you can't buy a house here, this isn't for you, right? So the videos are really just for everybody who loves the beach. And again, if somebody reaches out for real estate, that's great. But I wanted to bring that same, the same thinking to the app, right? I wanted to make it feel like if you're buying a house here, great, it's for you. If you're selling a house here, great, it's for you. If you're renting a house, or if you're just cruising here for the day and you want to get lunch and go to the beach, like it's for you too, right? So yeah, I mean, that was our thinking on it. When it came to the people that we have in the app, besides the partners, we have an area called, resources for the people who are coming down here who might need a plumber or somebody who, is going to take a look at the roof. Those are all people that Amory and I have either used or came highly recommended from our colleagues who, we wholeheartedly trust. So it's
Yeah.
not everybody on the island in that section for, for again, cleaners and that kind of a thing for the island. And then after that, we basically put like every ice cream shop, clothing shop, arcade, like everything on there. Because again, we want it to be useful if you're 13 going to the beach or if you're, 80 and looking to go get dinner. So, and as far as the relationships, yeah, I mean, I think people were grateful that we put them on there. And, Amory and I's whole approach is just, hey, you do a good job. That's awesome. The only thing that we ask is if somebody calls you, even if you can't do the work, just call them back, right? Because we worked really hard on this thing. So
Yeah.
we didn't want anything from anyone. We just wanted to, build a good relationship and, try to use the following we have for other people around here who maybe don't do social media or don't have a following so they could, be recognized as well.
Well, I think a big part of being a real estate agent is providing value in any way that you can in your local market. And I think that is what builds that trust overall. I'm only an hour and 20 minutes away, so I'm ready to like dive into your app resources right now, like see
Yeah.
what we can do
Yeah.
this summer. That sounds
And,
really
yeah, anything you need is in there. Yeah, but it's so funny that you say that because literally the biggest thing for us in 2026 was given value, and it was literally everywhere. That's why even for the videos, to a lot of people, it didn't make sense that probably 1 out of 10 I mentioned real estate, and they didn't really understand that as a realtor. But my whole thing was putting people in a good mood, showing them something beautiful to start their day. There's a ton of value in that for me. Like it's my favorite thing in the world to do in the morning. And it seems like for a lot of other people, it's been getting their day started in a really good, positive way. Even though that doesn't have anything to do with real estate, I still think that's a lot of value there. And I feel like for the app too, there's so many things in there that, you could just have a field day with it. Again, I mean, whether you're looking for mini golfer for a house. So Amory and I talked in the beginning of the year and just said, hey, listen, we just want to give value. We're not chasing anybody. We're not doing what most people do, in sales to where, my follow-up process and this and that. Our whole approach is, what, put everybody in a good mood, give them everything they need, and then step back. And that's actually been the best thing for our business, ironically, was actually going here. If you need us, give us a call. If not, no big deal. Great to meet you. And then stepping away. And it's really worked wonders. And it made me wish I did that 20 years ago. But hey. You didn't. So
Live
it's
and
like,
learn.
but it's working now. Yeah, absolutely.
Live and learn, right? That's
100%. Yeah.
what real estate is all about. I think it's
Yeah.
just seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and especially like every market's different. So you have to see what works in your market. I think that, you guys showing up in a genuine way is probably what's radiating to people, and they're feeling
Yeah.
that. And that's why they're attracted to working with you, probably, right?
Well, it's funny because today was my one day off of not making a video, and yeah, I have about 4 DMs going. You all right? You sick? Where are you? I didn't see you. And I'm like,
Yeah. How's
just
your
trying to
back?
get,
Is everything okay?
I'm just trying to sleep in 1 day a week here.
Where, where's the new surfboard? Where are you going now?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I
They're always
love
It's funny.
that
asking.
though. That is really, really cool because it's like people are connecting with you in a really fun
Right.
way. And there is something about the ocean, I think, that
Yeah, well,
wakes
that's
up.
the thing too. The ocean does do some of the heavy lifting. I mean, let's be real, you know. So, yeah, we're definitely fortunate to have the ocean right up the street. So that's definitely big for us.
That is very cool. So take us through a typical day or week. How does the app actually fit in to your client communication when maybe you're working with a new lead or a new prospect, all the way through the process? Talk to us a little bit about how you have used it to work with actual real estate clients.
Yeah, sure. I'll start, and then Emery, if you want, you can finish it. I
Yep.
mean, the thing that we're finding with the app is, again, to my point before about, saying here, we're here if you need us. I mean, we see people, researching on the app all day. And I also feel like for the newer people, I mean, we still deal with text. We're still texting with clients back and forth. But I
Yeah.
feel like especially for the newer people, it's such an easy way to research. I mean, we find people saving searches themselves without us even bringing it up to them. So they have searches saved. And then I'm noticing that when they, send a message in the chat, it's just it just feels very weightless for them, right? They don't have somebody calling them 15 times a day.
Yeah.
They can search it. It's so easy that anyone can do it. So it's not like they really need the realtor to, walk them through how to find a house. And like they can do it on their own. I mean, they're adults, right? Like they know how to search for a house. They know if they like something, they click on it. And if they have a question, they know that we're not going to hound them, but we're also going to be on it within, we're really fast. I mean, that's the one thing Emery and I pride ourselves on. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love to go to the beach, but even when we're there, like our response time is really good. So I feel like for the newer people, again, it's a great resource. And for our older clients, I mean, they love it. I mean, they're searching stuff all day. They're searching more than the people who are actually looking to buy in the next couple months. So it's been a great tool. So Anne Marie, feel free to chime in
Yeah,
with whatever.
we've had really great feedback. I chat a lot with different people on the app. They really like the chat feature. And it's nice because it's pretty funny because I get that noise, the bing on my phone when someone's online, and I just check out what they're looking at. Some of them have looked at properties, Logan will tell you 20, 30 times.
Wow.
The same, and then I'm like, then I call them and go, do you think we should reach out to them? They looked at this property 30 times. And he's like, nah, let them go. If they're interested, they'll call. And most of the time they do. So I think
Interesting.
it's just taking the hands-off approach. And then I wanted to speak a little bit about, back to the app, building a community. We started to build this community, which we had no idea. When we started, it was going to turn into this. It's been extremely positive. And at the very end of all of Logan's videos, he flashes the LBI Views app. And you can see immediately, like we'll start getting people are downloading it. We're out and about at on the islands, handing out stickers we had. We just had, I can say this now since we just got them.
Yeah, go
We had
for it.
coasters. We had LBI Views coasters made. We got them in yesterday. I'll be hitting pretty much the restaurant bars on the island and just sprinkling a couple, handing them to the bartenders. And then we're going to kind of do, hey, Logan will do a video and just give a shout out. Hey, if you see one of our coasters, take a picture of it. Let us know where you found it, kind of thing. So we're not going to just flood the island with them. And it's turned it kind of into a little game, and people love that stuff. But just building the community. Logan, we've been doing a lot of fundraisers too, as well. We're
Yeah.
dialed into David's Dream and Believe, which is cancer research for the local community.
Yeah.
St. Francis Church, the food pantry. I've been very involved with that the last few years. And it's been crazy. The St. Francis actually was so overwhelmed with food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. They actually reached out to us and told us, please tell everyone, stop bringing stuff because we
That's
can't even,
awesome.
they were so, it was crazy. And I was there one day. I go there Tuesday mornings to bring, items to them to stock their shelves. And I had two women come running in and they were like, oh my God, Logan McKenzie told us to come here and bring food. And people were driving up. One guy drove from Brooklyn, New York to bring food
Oh,
and I met him and he shot a video and he was all excited and he wanted to meet Logan. And
that's
it's
awesome.
been really crazy, but it's that building that community, people feeling like they belong. People that love LBI.
So
We get shout outs from Colorado, Utah, California, everywhere. I miss it so much. I grew up going there. Thank you so much for bringing the beach to me every morning. I was having kind of an okay morning. I had a bad morning. I'm going through this or that, emotional things. And
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
so much. You just made my day. That warms
It
our heart because
yeah.
that's what we want, you
Very,
know.
very cool that as much as technology divides us and social media divides us, that it can also really bring people closer together, which is really
Yeah,
Right.
100%. Yeah, that was the one thing that I realized over the last year. It's been wild. I mean, I had somebody even reach out who's owned a house here for 40 years, and there was a day when I mean, we got hit with like a blizzard really, really
yeah.
badly, and I still went out there because I was like, oh, this will be great footage. So I went out there, and she wrote me. She's like, you know what? I've always wondered what snow on the beach looked like, and I've owned a house there for 40 years, and I've never seen it. So thanks. And I was like,
Wow.
how cool is that? But yeah,
Yeah, because
social
people aren't
media
there in the
usually.
winter, right? People aren't there in the winter.
No, no, it's quiet. I mean, it's like, yeah, like tumbleweeds, going down the street in the wintertime, but it's packed in the summer and then yeah, it gets really quiet in the wintertime. So it was nice to
So
be able to show them the beach every morning, get them excited for the spring, get them excited for the summer. And for the
yeah.
record, I'm the one that grew the mustache for David's Dream of Believe for the No Shave November. I thought I
You
was
took
Burt
you took
Reynolds for a
over the
month
team.
and then I come back to reality.
So, so how has having your own branded app helped you guys to, of course, ingrain yourself in that local market and community, but
Yeah.
how do people perceive your team versus, competitors that you might have having these tools in such a local market? It's kind of cool to have the advantage of being on an island because you can have those coasters. Are you guys putting your QR code on those coasters? Is that kind of how you're getting the app
I
downloads?
just had, yeah, yeah, we just got it made. I don't know if you can see it. It says LBI views on
Yeah.
it. No, well, the funny thing is, so again, like our approach to this stuff is just different. Like I thought that would be cool to have without trying to sell them. Because again, it was funny. I was actually at an open house last week, and I've been telling people at the end of the open after I talked to them, hey, listen, my partner and I actually have our own app. If you want to check it out. Some guy's like, oh yeah, I already have it. I got it this morning. And I'm like, I met you 5 minutes ago. How's that possible? So the word of mouth has been really good. And I feel like the way that we're doing it, I don't know, it's working. And a lot of
It's
it doesn't make
organic.
sense
We're
because I've been in
doing it
sales my whole
organically.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's just been
Yeah.
organic and it's been great. So I'm trying to do more of, like Annemarie mentioned, like even with the coasters, I want to tell people, hey, if you find one, tag me in it on social media. And if and also let them know they don't win anything, but hey, tag me in it anyway. So I want it to be just organic and fun. And I feel like, to your point before about showing up every day, that's the one thing I didn't think about was, the trust that we're getting because I am up there every day and Annemarie and I are running around like I'll shoot videos and Anne-Marie's not in a lot of them, but she'll be talking from the side and it's like people are always like, where's Annemarie? Where's Anne-Marie? So it's been fun. It's really, we've built a great community and yeah, it's just I'm
You're
stoked
building a
that
little
everything's going
mystery
well.
with Anne Marie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
that's
blur
cool.
her out for this if I post it. People still think she's AI. So
We're bringing
That's
her
true.
in. We're bringing her
That's
in.
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
yeah.
So,
That's right.
what do you do on the days where, be honest, there are some days where you're like, I don't know what to post or I don't know what to get out there and say. Like, what do you do on those days?
So the funny thing for me is, if you can't tell already, my brain goes about a million miles an hour all
That'll
day,
never
all night.
happen.
So when I started doing this in the morning, it wasn't, people would always ask me like, well, when do you write your scripts and when do you, I don't write anything.
Yeah.
I don't, I get up in the morning and I walk up to the beach and whatever I'm thinking about in that moment, I talk about. And
Yeah.
it's literally, and it's funny because it seems like that might be a hard thing to do, but for me, it's the easiest because it's just natural. It's whatever I'm thinking about. That's why sometimes videos have nothing to do with real estate at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're about how my wife made like the most unbelievable cheeseburger, and I rant about that for a minute and show the sunrise. Or
Yeah.
sometimes Annemarie and I have a home inspection, or, we just met really cool clients and I talk about that. And it's like, the only way that I could do this every day is if it was natural. If I was home writing things down, it would be exhausting. But I do make sure that I take one day off a week, because with filming, it's the easy part for me.
Yeah.
Editing is pretty easy as well. It's, I always try to comment back to everybody. Like
Mhm.
if you go to any of those posts, I write to everyone. So a
Wow.
lot of the time with that, like after like the 400th comment that I'm writing back to, it gets to fry your brain a little bit. So I think the one day off that I need kind of resets me. But I also look at it like, Annemarie and I are able to, build this community and really, make videos and put people in a good mood. And I feel like that's what our job is, but we make a living from real estate. And if it wasn't for these people commenting, and doing all these things, like we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So yeah, of course I'll take
Yeah.
a couple seconds
Yeah.
to comment back. Like that's the least I could do.
Yeah, yeah. And I really feel how proud you both are of your community, which is really cool. How does that community feel kind of come through in your app?
Well, the thing that we're finding with everybody, like they like the fact that LBI is a place where everybody's always looking at real estate. I mean, it just is, right? I
Yeah,
mean, with
beautiful.
the recent prices and the fact that it's at the beach. I mean, it's always been, intriguing to people, even if they're not, planning on moving here tomorrow. And I feel
Yeah.
like again, the app is, instead of going on to, one of the bigger companies' websites and that kind of a thing, they feel like they have a little piece of LBI in their pocket with real estate. So it's cool. I mean, the feedback has been great. I mean, we had a couple of people say like, "Hey, why don't you go in and change this and change that?" So, but even them saying that was cool because they cared enough to even write
Right,
it.
right.
You know what I
And that's
mean?
what happens, and that's what happens when you have almost 4,000 people in your app. You have 3,500 app users, people
Yeah,
that are loaded into your app. So like there's
yeah, it's
when you get
wild.
those kind of numbers, there's gonna be people giving their opinions, right? When
That's
you get
that's
to
what I
that
said to
level.
Anne-Marie. I said, "Wow, there's a lot of people who really love sunrises and horrible bed, dad jokes to download this thing." So I'm glad that they do, and everybody's loving it. So it's cool.
So what do you guys have any specific like client app connection stories? I'd love to hear those. Where someone's come into the app and found their dream home and so on and so forth. Love to hear those stories.
Well,
Well,
Logan can talk about the one you were showing the on Sunday. How about that guy that came to you from his brother or something? I forgot that story.
oh yeah, well,
Kevin that you
yeah,
were
yeah.
showing.
So what happened with that was he it was somebody that reached out and then was actually already on the app and I didn't know about it. So he has family members who live in the area. They have a couple spots on the island. And yeah, I mean, we're through the process. He hasn't purchased the property yet, but the fact that he was already using it was kind of blew my mind. Like he was using it before he even picked up the phone. So
Wow.
like again, moments like that, it makes me wonder like how did you even know about the app if it wasn't? And again, for Anne-Marie and I, everything has been organic. I mean, everything from our leads, everything that we've done with the app, everything that we've done with like we don't buy leads, like we don't spend money that way. And some people think it's crazy, but I think because we've been going, the complete other way from most realtors, it's just working. I don't know how long it's going to work for, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So things are going
Yeah.
well, and the people that are using the app, that are going out with Anne-Marie and I to look at properties. Yeah, I mean they're thrilled with it because again they know that they can search on it and not be bothered, but they also
Yeah.
know that if they call us, we're right there. So
And I
yeah,
think
that's the only thing I can think of as far as that's a story of in that
Yeah.
category.
And I think when you get to a certain point and you have a lot of people in there and you have this organic approach, you're just going to naturally get that repeat and referral business because that's just how these domino
Well, yeah,
effects
and the
happen.
other thing too, to Anne-Marie's point before about even having the alert on for the dings. I mean, literally, and I have to tell her like, you got to turn that thing off because it's dinging like every 15 seconds with somebody looking at
I
stuff.
love it. I love it. Let it keep dinging.
Yeah, but it's funny because I look at that and go, I mean, am I going to make 790 messages to these people? And it's like they know who we are. They downloaded the app. They're enjoying it. They're using it. Good, let them enjoy it. They know that we're here if they need us, right? Like, and that's why I think even like going to the beach every morning, like they know that we're reliable. We're there every day.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
they
And
also
they do
know
get
that
a
when they
mess.
have a
Oh, I'm
question,
sorry.
no, 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 go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, and they do get a message once they sign up with the app.
Yeah.
We both have these messages that go through. Thanks so much. At mine, I think it says thanks so much for joining the our LBI Views family. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. So it's just very simple. If they need anything, they can reach out, but we're not like hounding them,
Yeah.
what are you looking at? What are so many times, like I said, when I see somebody 30 times they viewed this, I'm like, no, they'll reach out. And one of them did. So we did show property to them on Monday. And they've been in the app. And then the husband I saw this morning, went in and looked at the same property we showed to the wife on Monday, 10 times. So I'm like, okay, that's good. And he wasn't on board at first. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, he's in the app. He signed up as well. So,
Yeah.
it's all
So,
good.
so
It's been very positive, feedback.
yeah. So Anne-Marie, would you say your favorite app feature is the insights where you can see everything, what everyone's
Yeah,
doing?
that's my favorite. I love the chat when people reach out, but they also have, our phone numbers and they'll text and stuff, or email. But yeah, I love that because then I see,
It's nice to have it all in one place.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
try to corral them into one place, right? Like
Right.
Yeah.
obviously
Right.
people are gonna text and they're gonna, but like if
Yeah.
you can get them centralized into the app, it's nice to not have so many fragmented conversations.
Right, right. And they don't know that we know that they're on the app. So that's why I was like, oh my God, 30 times. We should reach out and then they'll know that we're watching them or,
I say
like
leave them
Big Brother's
alone. They're
watching.
fine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
I
no,
love,
no,
you know what? This is very like enlightening, this like less is more approach that you guys are taking.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been very interesting. Like I said, I mean, I've been selling stuff my whole life. Like my mom had a shop here on the island, and I would like, sell jewelry when I was like 10 years old, and like everything that I want to do, I have to hold myself back from. I mean, there was literally a woman who reached out through the app, that it was an accident. She clicked on a home value request. So I
Yeah.
reached out and she said, I just reached out and said, hey, if you need anything, we're here. And she said, oh, you know what? I actually clicked on that by accident. I don't have it. I'm not looking to sell a house there. I'm actually looking to buy one. So
Wow.
every part of me wanted to say, well, what do you need? How many bedrooms? How many beds? When are you available? The whole thing. And then I just wrote back and said, hey, listen, well, buying a house is definitely better than selling one. So if you need anything, let me know. And
Yeah.
it took everything out of me to not want to. And then literally 2 days later, she sent me a message like, hey, I'm ready. Can you help me with? And I was like, wow, yeah, that is it's been working. And again, I know it's not everybody's approach. I know there's a million other approaches that do work, but for us, it's been very, it's made us really love the job more too.
Yeah.
It's brought like new life. It's breathed new life in the job for me. I'm pretty sure it's the same for Anne-Marie. But again, I think people know that we're here if they need it, but we're not going to drive them crazy. Which I mean, again, I think about how whenever I go to buy anything, if there's 10 people running at me when I run through the when I come through the door and one person's sitting back, I look at the one person and go, yeah, well, if I need anything, I'm going to get in touch with you because you're not hounding me, right? So,
Yeah.
but I think too the fact that we have such a great app and it's we have all the good stuff, so it's like we're just giving the value, going here you go, we'll be over here if you need us, and yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, and maybe part of that lesson is like if you pick a strategy and you pick a direction you're going to go in, like stick to it and see what happens,
Yeah,
right? The lesson from the social media and this new strategy, like it's all consistency across the board.
1,000%. Because literally, like, and Emery and I talk about this. It's funny, and I'll make it quick. But for the first 6 months, because I started in January, going up to the beach every morning, and it's pretty cold in New Jersey, as you know, in
Yes,
January.
especially this
So
past winter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But again, it made me realize like I need something to talk about every day. If I have 10 listings, that's great. But what am I going to do on day 11? And
Yeah.
also, what are people, real estate 24 hours a day? I just don't think people want to hear that these days. I feel like they're opening up their phone to be entertained. So I
Yeah.
started doing that in the middle, in January. And for the first 6 months, nobody watched anything. And then I actually got hurt. I hurt my back about a week after 4th of July. So I couldn't go to the beach. I couldn't go surf and I couldn't do all the things that I love to do. But it gave me the ability after work. I would literally just come home, hang out in the air conditioning, wish I was on the beach. But it gave me the ability to comment back to everybody. So I literally just would just lay there and just comment back to everyone when I wasn't working. And then around August, things really started to take off. And yeah, I mean, it was literally just from going up there every day. It's consistency is everything. And there was times when I really didn't want to go. I mean, there was one day, yeah, -14. That was pretty rough. So, but but again, it was one of those things where people enjoyed it and it made me feel good about what I was doing. And the funny thing was that was actually helping with real estate. You know what I
Interesting.
mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, wow, like that's amazing. It's been a wild ride, but we're stoked to be here. Everything's been going well.
And he did, just for the record, surf the dunes with a surfboard in the
I did.
winter on the snow.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah. I
I
did a
think
lot.
like I think that's awesome and that's crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
no, I mean, yeah, it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea or their approach, but like,
so
but for me,
everybody get
like,
on a surfboard in
that's
winter.
right.
No.
That's basically what you need to do here. Yeah. But like for me, I mean, again, like it was nice to actually really be passionate about the things that I love. And that, for me growing up here, it was all about the cheesy stuff, right? Like going out and like getting a burger somewhere and playing mini golf and going to the beach. And like you realize, again, in this area, that's what everybody wants to do.
Yeah, classic
Like,
summer.
like as far as the price point, that's personal preference. Like everybody's coming, they're spending money on these houses and whatnot, and then they're running around in shorts and sandals to go get dinner. It's like, again, everybody's trying to come here to like turn their brain off when they cross the bridge. And like it
Yeah.
felt really good to talk about the things that I love and have that somehow be, helpful with real estate, opposed to just talking about the market and we're up 2% for the quarter and all of these things. And to me, I feel like most people can just Google that stuff.
Yeah, and I
You
think
know?
it's really interesting because I talk to realtors, all over the country, and everybody's, who just post like the just sold or just listed, just sold, just listed on their social media. It's like that's not interesting to people.
Well,
It's
no, I mean, unless you're the one that bought it, I mean, what do you care?
yeah.
So, but again, I mean, that was something that I did for a long time too, and I found a
Yeah.
really hard time. The biggest like breakthrough for us was realizing like that's all the same thing,
Yep.
right? Like again, like social, like this is like your page to do what you want with it, right? Like it's about your life, and yeah, I do sell houses, but not 24 hours a day. There's other things I enjoy and other things that I think about, and I'd rather have it be more about, I think people buy people instead of products, right? So if you're putting yourself out there and talking about things going on in your life, I find that way more interesting to learn about somebody. And then, hey, if they're a car salesman and I follow them and I really like them and it's time for me to buy a car, I'm going to call that guy, opposed to the guy who's only talking about, this car and this car every day, because you might not be in the market for it. But if it's somebody that you can relate to or somebody that you enjoy watching, that's definitely going to be the person I call later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So for any, agents who are watching this who are on the fence about, getting their own custom HomeStack app, what would you tell them?
I mean, again, for me, building the following was really important because having somebody to give it to was ultimately the goal, right? I mean, if you have the app and nobody to give it to, it's going to be kind of tough. But
Yeah.
as far as the app itself, I mean, my market, nobody has one, which is wild to me. So the
Yeah.
fact that we were, first mover advantage is always a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I think you just need to take leaps, right? Like I didn't know going up to the beach was going to work out the way it did. I didn't know downloading the app, which it was funny for Annemarie and I. I mean, we understood why people were watching the videos, but even when I went to go launch the app, I was terrified. I don't know if everybody would want it,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, again, I get why people like looking at the ocean, right? Like that makes sense to me, but I didn't get why somebody might want to, take the app from that person. And but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they really took to it, and yeah, I think you just have to take a leap every once in a while and go for it.
And I
Yeah.
think also adding the resources, I think was a big, Logan came up with that. And I think that was, and then just adding to it. We've also had all sorts of contractors, restaurant, a lot of people reaching out saying, how can I be a sponsor? How can I get on your app? Oh my God, I saw that. That's great. We want to be part of that. So that's been, we've been getting more and more of that. So just telling
Now
them
your
we have
your
Well,
app is
yeah,
sponsorship.
yeah,
voice.
that's actually, a great point. I mean, for anybody new, even without a following, I think going in there and really adding the resources into your town makes it accessible for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're
Adding
really
the
trying to
value.
only hand the app to somebody who's looking to buy or sell tomorrow, I mean, I think that's just, it's a bit short-sighted, right? I feel like if you're going to have, if you really want to lock down your whole town and do all that stuff, give them something. Give them something and not expect anything in return. Like go in and put in the restaurants. Will that make you money? No, not necessarily, but so what? Like it'll be useful for somebody. Like take the
Yeah.
time, put those things in there and then just give it to the town and let them enjoy it, So that's what I found to be the most useful for us. And I don't know how many people have done that, but to me it just felt like a no-brainer. I wanted it to be for everyone. And yeah, hopefully eventually some of those people will buy or sell and yeah, I think they're going to think of you when they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause being how like priceless is being on somebody's phone that they look at hundreds of times a day. Like
Everyone's on their phone all day. So I mean to me like everything that you should be I feel like when it comes to, Zillow and that kind of a thing or the other bit people are always going to look on there when they're looking to buy or sell, right? I mean they just are if you don't know them. But I
yeah.
feel like when it comes to, everyone else who's thinking about it or they have a family member who might and that kind of a thing, that's where, being on somebody's phone they're all on their phone all day. I mean, go
Yeah.
anywhere, go out to dinner. I mean, look around at like, five of the tables and only about four of them are on their phone. So if
Yeah.
you have an app there to where, and I think the greatest thing was just having that chat feature because
Yeah.
everybody has a question. And if they know you, they have no problem asking you. But when
Yeah.
it's who are they going to give me? Who's the realtor that's going to answer? Do they even know this place? Do they know? You don't want to. So that's why
Yeah.
for us, the app was huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's one thing that you'd wish you'd known before you started doing, your social media or before you guys got the app? What's one thing that you'd go back and change?
Emery, you want to go first? I have my
That's,
answer.
yeah, no, I'll let you go first. That's a tough question.
Well, I mean, to
Go
me,
ahead.
I would have known it was going to work.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, walking up the street, every day for a year and a half and having nobody watching for the first 6 months, that was a little, that was
yeah,
a tough pill to swallow. And then, like I said, to be transparent, when it came to the app, I was terrified for the couple days leading up to the launch. I didn't know who, I thought I might get a couple people going, oh, that's great. I was hoping for, I remember
4,000
saying this to
people
Anne
later.
Marie. Yeah, like I was hoping for like I was thinking like if we can get like 75 downloads, like that would be so cool, like on the first day or the first 24 hours. And the first 24 hours is like 1,200. So
Wow.
like, yeah, I mean, now like we're at 3,500 and it's blown my expectations away and it's showing that, people are liking it, they're using it. And
right.
yeah, I'm happy, So, but yeah, I mean, obviously if you could go back and know that it was going to work, but again, I think you just need to take a leap of faith sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, Anne Marie,
I
what's one
agree.
last bit of advice that you would give to agents, who are maybe just hesitant to jump into technology and just to kind of go
Wow.
for it?
You just have to go for it. You
Yeah.
have to do it. Take the risk. Because you know what? Today, everything, like Logan said, everybody's online, everybody's on their phone, and giving value too. I think that's really important. And today, I've been in the real estate business a really long time, even back to the MLS books. So I don't want to date myself here, but
I love hearing about the MLS books. I think
yeah,
that's so
yeah, the MLS
crazy.
books we
They
used to
had
fight over.
books. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah,
What's
that
a
was
book?
fun.
Right.
Yeah, but I think, times have changed, and especially with technology, it's moving so quickly. But again, to Logan's point, people want to be entertained.
Yeah.
They want value. You have to provide that value, and they don't want to be. It's kind of like Logan and I talk about it all the time. It's like walking into a store. We do have to hold ourselves back because we're both really salesy kind of people, but
Yeah.
we have to, walking into a store and a salesperson walking up to you and saying, hey, how can I help? It's like, no, I'll find you if I need you. It's kind of like being in your face, kind of. And
Yep.
even though you know what, you would like the help, but you don't want someone to approach you. And it's
Yeah.
taking that kind of stand back. But again, providing value for people, building that community, I think that's so important. Having everyone feel like they're a part of it. I mean, with everything going on in the world today, people are just, people have anxiety, they're worried, they're concerned, money, whatever, stock market and all those things.
But
But
I, but
again,
I, yeah, one of the things I admire about what you guys have done is that you have used the social media, the app, the technology to bring people together and
yeah.
make them feel more at ease.
And the fact that we have a lot of older folks that are on the app and love it. Like, who would have thought, because you know how they are with technology. They're asking their grandkids, how do I download? What is this? What does that mean? And they're on it and they're loving it. And I have to also say, one of the best things I think that's come from social media and also from the app, when we meet people for the first time and we're showing them properties, it's a warm lead. We're not selling ourselves. We don't have to sell ourselves on anything. They feel like they already know us because we've built that community. And of course, Logan's, his like he kicks off his sandal or flip flop at the beginning of it. We've had he's had people reach out and post videos with their daughter, them on the beach, trying to, mimic him, which is really flattering, But again, it's people just knowing they're so happy to meet us. They're happy to be on LBI. They want to be here. They see how happy we're, being here, and they want to be part of that. And it's so nice to not have to we're not even nervous when we meet these people because we already know that they know us or they feel that they know us because we're, Logan's showing up every morning consistently, and that's really important. The consistency, I would say, is one of the most important things,
Yeah.
because they can forget about you tomorrow, out of sight, out of mind.
That is the cycle that we're in, right? In this day and age,
Yeah.
it's like if you're not showing up every day, then it's
Right.
like you're losing people, right?
And
So
they look for Logan too if they don't, you're back. And then I get texts too and phone calls. Logan, okay? We didn't see him this morning. Is he running late?
He's
Did he-"
tired. He's
And I'm
tired.
like, he's exhausted.
but
You have no idea.
And what I love on the national level, people outside, of Jersey, all they know is Jersey. Like you're showing a different side of the Jersey
Right.
Shore.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Which I think is much needed. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. Totally. I love it. Yeah. Because I'm always like, we have good beaches too. We have amazing
Yeah,
beaches.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all just fist pumps. You know what I mean? There are.
Listen, we
And
like
it's
that
not the
too.
beach.
We like that too.
Yeah, it's not the
Um,
beach, it's down the shore. Remember that. It's
Down the shore.
Right.
Shore. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for hopping on with us today and telling
You're
us
so
about
welcome.
how you have built your success. So where can people find you, follow you, download your app? Tell us where everyone can find you.
Go ahead,
You can
Logan.
find. I'm sorry. What?
I said, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the app is LBI Views. You can find it on the iTunes Store. You can find it on the Google Play Store. And then social media, it's at Surfing Realtor LBI on Instagram, TikTok, and then Logan McKenzie on Facebook.
Awesome. We'll link everything also so that anyone can follow along and see all these lovely adventures on the beach, sunrise, and see all the amazing views of LBI. Amazing.
And I promise I won't say at the end of the videos, is that something you might be interested in? So, I mean, that's the one thing I can guarantee for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next one. See
So
ya.
much for your time. I really appreciate it. Have a
Take
good day.
care. Thank you.
Yeah, great hanging out with you guys. I can't wait to come to LBI this summer.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
place.